Hey guys, Andrew Nicastro here with Cape Ann Conversations, and you're probably wondering why I'm starting this off and why I'm hosting this week's podcast here. Well, the reason is that our fearless leader Troy is now the one being interviewed. What's going on here, Troy?
Andrew, I thank you so much first for having me on the podcast. It's a real pleasure. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. So let me assist you here with some big news. I'm not wearing the shirt today, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
because we were doing other interviewing as well. But I, Troy Scarbrough of Essex, Massachusetts, just bought Norris Cleaners, the almost now 60 years in business, dry cleaning and wash and fold and rug cleaning and so on and so forth. Local business here. We have a plant in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's also a store. It's in the Stop and Shop Plaza. We have another storefront, drop store we call it, in Manchester-by-the-Sea, in a phenomenal community. I love Manchester-by-the-Sea. I live in Essex. My kids go to school there. Um, and then we also run it's 4 different routes, 2 days a week, so it's eight
Mm.
visits, all across the Greater Cape Ann area. So, obviously, we have Rockport, Gloucester, Manchester-by-the-Sea, Essex, Beverly Farms. These are all also free route delivery and pickup locations. But what a lot of people don't know is we go as far north as, like, Newburyport. We go as far west as, like, Beverly proper. We haven't really ventured into, like, the Danvers, Peabody area yet, and everywhere in between. So your Ipswiches, your Rowleys, your Georgetowns, your Andovers, your Amesburys, like, Newry, um, you Rowley, you name it. And, if we take a giant step back, this isn't necessarily my first foray, if you will, into entrepreneurship. So I can open the
Konomo? Is that
Kimono
what you
Point.
mean?
No, it's kimono.
Is it
But
kimono?
kimono.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
But so
we're
yeah, I
making
guess
stuff up, I guess.
just so everyone that has been watching the podcast has seen our intro that we've done with Cape Ann Conversations. It's always talked about best vending solutions.
Yes, and that's just one of the other businesses that I have, very significant business as well, Best Vending Solutions. It's what you're thinking. It's snacks and drinks. We service auto dealerships, manufacturing facilities, schools, office buildings, you name it, and that's sort of greater greater Cape Ann, if you will. I mean, we're traveling out to Route 3. We go to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, but we also have a lot right here in our backyard. Intershell's a customer in Gloucester, Blackburn area, as an example, and that's a really fun business. I bought that business. I got into that business because I really wanted to teach my kids entrepreneurship. It's really easy to understand. You buy a bag of Doritos for $1 and you sell it for X dollar, and you make a margin, you gotta replace those things, but and we try to put a little bit of a healthy spin on it, instead of just putting in Snickers bars, we're trying to put in, like, Cliff Bars. We tried to put in, like, vitamin waters, stuff to just give people a better experience. Now, that being said, a lot of people are still buying Doritos.
Yeah.
So, if we give the people what they want at Best Vending Solutions, but we
And
also
the
try to.
timing was perfect too, because when we started the podcast, you had just bought Best Vending, you were jumping in full time with that, and then it was what over the course of you've been talking about. Even though now we can talk about it, Norris Cleaners, you've been doing this process for
Yeah,
6, 7 months,
I've
more
been working on it for a year
a
before
year.
before I bought it. I got a friend of a friend introduced me to the existing owner of Norris Cleaners, older gentleman, Art Buckland. He was trying to move on into a more of a retirement pastures, and he took it on not too long ago from another fantastic gentleman named David Marion, who ran it for like 30 years before that. Really
Mm.
built it to what it was today with the routes and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it's perfect. I'm 38 years old. I'm looking to put in a long career. I finished Babson MBA in 2015, and my focus in the MBA was buying a small business, financing a small business. This has been my dream, owning a local community business that can rely on me and I can work in it and get to know everybody and provide for it. Like we clean the football jerseys at Manchester, Essex, the soccer jerseys. My kids
Hmm.
play on these fields type stuff. It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. And so how does a you're a Michigan guy.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan.
How does a Michigan guy end up here in Massachusetts, here in the North Shore? And what got you here like today?
Oh man,
We're going for it.
I moved here. I like to tell people I've basically lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, including my childhood. I grew up in northern Michigan. It was kind of like the Cape Ann of Michigan. It was, people vacationed to where I grew up type scenario. Right out of high school, I left. I left Michigan, went to Chicago. I was 18, lived in Chicago for a year, got a job. They were opening a new office in Massachusetts, so I moved out here in 2006. Lived here ever since 2006. Now I lived in, like Everett and Somerville. Met my wife who went to Tufts. She's from Rhode Island. Had our kids here. Ended up going to school here at New England College and getting a finance degree, accounting degree. Going right from that to Babson to getting my MBA. I was a banker um, for the last 10 years before I became an entrepreneur. And I was, at the end, I was a lender, like a commercial lender to small businesses locally. My favorite banking job was at East Boston Savings Bank. I worked in Danvers and I helped more of the middle market businesses and the middle market commercial real estate. Um, that was phenomenal. I was working with entrepreneurs. I was learning entrepreneurship. I was trying to save some shekels so I could do my own gig. Along the way, I started a company called Lawn Serve, which is a DIY lawn care subscription box. We've since sold that to this ginormous company called Get Sunday. So they own all of that. They're the biggest player in the direct to consumer lawn care management space, fertilizer space. I, with a friend from B school, acquired a company called Forest and Harold, which is a men's accessories company. It's like my greatest hobby. Started out as a leather wallets company. We still own it. We still operate it. We still sell wallets, but we expanded it to wristwear and sunglasses and other items. When we sold Lawn Serve, that's what got me into vending. I had the free time as being a banker and having these other jobs, getting rid of Lawn Serve to teach my kids entrepreneurship through vending. Lost my job in banking, and at that time I had it's probably 8 vending machines placed because it was just like a little side gate. Rolled up 2 vending companies into one to make one real company, hire employees, do that type of thing. And then right along the way, like right after I rolled those up, Northeast came into the picture and I fell in love.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. It was exactly what I wanted. Um, and I've gotten to know the people there. We've got about 26 different employees that we employ there, that live locally, that we support. We we're cleaning on average like 5,200 garments a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's busy.
I
People
remember the first time you told me that this opportunity kind of popped up and you had that sparkle in your eye. You know what I mean? That entrepreneurial sparkle, you know?
I had a lady come into Manchester, the Manchester location the other day.
Yeah.
And it just needed a little sprucing up, right? Since I've taken it over. Right? We're what I like to call a lint factory. We create lint when we clean clothes. So we're not a dry cleaner.
That could be
We're
kindling.
we're a lint factory.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning up, I'm vacuuming, literally like underneath everything. And this lady walks in and I pop up and I have the biggest smile on my face. And she's like, I've never seen somebody smile so bigly, like when they're vacuuming. And I was like, I love it. I love this place. I love working on it. So I do feel excited about it. Do we have our tough days? Yeah. It was 90, 9 degrees the other day. We work with a lot of steam, which is 212 degrees and 100% humidity, and it can get hot in the shop. But we drink a lot of water. We electrolyte up, and the team is awesome. That was the best part is my team that I got to inherit. at Northeast is phenomenal. The customer base that I got to inherit is phenomenal. That's really what made this whole thing work in my mind is it's been around for almost 60 years. I'm just a lucky steward of it for the next 30, hopefully.
And I was just thinking about that too, as far as has it kind of hit you that, the legacy of this business has already kind of been built per se. There's already something existing.
Yeah.
Does that have like kind of a on the back of your mind, like upholding a legacy? Is that a part of the thought process as far as taking it, building on something already that's strong, but obviously making it better?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like David Marion, the owner that owned it for 30 years, he lived in Essex as well, and he was very much a part of the community. Art took a little bit time away from like, he didn't live in the North Shore, and I think there's a real advantage to living in the community that you're serving, and I think that that's maybe the little bit of twist that I'll be able to bring to this is, like, this community is gonna see me at the football games, they're gonna see me at the tennis matches of my daughter and stuff like that, and and they'll be able to call on me to provide to them, and they'll be able to get feedback from them directly on how to improve the service. Because I'll everyone says this to me when they hear I bought this business. They're worried that dry cleaning is dead, but it's not. I first off, I bought this post-COVID, so I bought a business that is stabilized since COVID had its disruption in the dry cleaning industry, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the business that we've bought. But this business is far from dead. There are new fabrics coming out that are dry clean only. So one of the top products we clean are women's blouses. They're getting fancy blouses that use a viscose fabric versus 100% cotton because the way it looks and feels on them, and that's dry clean only. You're gonna have to bring that to us, and we're happy to do it. We do a lot more wash and fold. You got two busy parents working jobs and running kids around to all of these sporting events. Y- the last thing you want to do is spend your whole weekend doing laundry. So we'll literally pick up from your house for absolutely free and drop it back off to you, your laundry, and wash it, fold it, and bring it back to you completely clean.
So no delivery charge. You
No,
pick up, you deliver, you pick up and return. It's just the cost of that service as far as the wash and fold.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So we can make your lives just easier. And I think that's part of the future is that, there's going to be items that we have to clean, and people don't like to wash their down comforters at home because a king down comforter is just not going to fit in
It's just
most
so
people's
big.
washing
Yeah,
machines.
exactly.
And so, but we also have better cleaning processes, better cleaning products. We're a green cleaner. We were like one of the first green cleaners. Our K4 solution is built off corn. That's how it's made. So we've been a green cleaner, but we also have machinery and technology and chemicals and processes that allow us to clean something that you can't pull off in your own home. Like I challenge anyone to bring in a pair of jeans and have us wash your jeans and tell me you could even wash them, put yours on, and then send them straight back to me and let me wash them and give them back to you the next day and put them on. And I'm telling you, they will feel different. They'll feel softer.
Is this a legit challenge?
This is a
Should we
legit
get someone to come into your one of your stores?
dude. I did it because I never got my jeans professionally like wash and folded.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about dry cleaning. I'm just talking about you bringing them in and let us wash and fold your jeans. And the softness of those is going to change your life,
Life changing.
literally. And we really try to stand behind our product. If you have any questions or issues, we're happy to answer them. We're happy to price it out if you want to get a price. I think that's the biggest complaint that we get is like, oh, dry cleaning is really expensive. I don't know what the price is. And it's like, well, you also want to come in the store and then leave immediately and not wait for us to understand if what the 15 things you dropped off, if that is a viscose fabric or a linen fabric, or if there's different buttons on it that force us to hand finish it versus put on our awesome Japanese Senkosha presses that do such a great job. there's a lot of nuance to it. Do you want these creased, not creased? Do you want 'em folded, not folded? You know, people want stuff fast and they want stuff done right.
It's amazing how fluently you're talking about the industry already.
Oh, I'm totally immersed. I'm working.
It's unbelievable, dude.
I bought this business on technically on June 6th. I think it was 2025. I have been working. Ridiculous.
I know,
It's
dude.
ridiculous. It's like it's like I get in at 6 a.m. I'm sitting in my seat most days. 5 a.m. on Fridays if I come in to clean the still. And I won't leave there until minimum 7 o'clock at night. And we're talking, we're open on Saturdays, working every Saturday. My wife's gonna kill me at how much I'm working right now. But I really love it. I really find this passion in being an entrepreneur and knowing every aspect of the business and really being able to, if you ask somebody to do something, knowing how to do it yourself. And there's a lot of things to learn and do in this business. I'm just lucky I have a great team right now that knows so much about it. That's buying me the time to learn all the nuances.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, for your team that you adopted, right, that already knows this stuff, for you to catch up and keep up with them so fast, that has to be respectable. You know what I mean? They must at least see, wow, this guy is like, he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's putting in the hours. He's putting in the time. He's
Yeah.
not gonna do anything that he wouldn't ask us to do. That whole thing, right? Like you'll do whatever you got to do
Yeah.
every week.
Oh, I've got, but I have Maria, our like head operations person. Her email address is something ridiculous. It's like northeastgirly@hotmail.com or something. And that's not exactly probably what it is, but it's basically like she's been with Northeast her whole professional career. She's awesome. She's a rock and she's sticking, through this with me, which is great. Amanda Feener's our head dry cleaner. And I've had, like, suppliers come in, and they're just like, "She's the fastest person in dry cleaning in the whole industry, potentially, and she's phenomenal. She's, there with me." I've got Anna. I think Anna was born in, like, 47. She's a p So, what does that make her? She's in her 70s? She's still a presser. She's the OG presser of all time. I give her a hug every day I can because she's just awesome, and she loves it too.
Yeah.
Um, I've got Tanya working the front, and people come in, and I literally own the place, and they're like, can I work with her? Because she's so good,
Yeah.
man. Kyle, my shirt guy, he's head of pressing shirts because everybody can imagine pressing shirts is the thing we do the most, right? Men's polo cotton shirts they're wearing to their job. Kyle is just irreplaceable. He's the man. Mark Schlichty, he runs the route in Manchester-by-the-Sea. I hear he's a legend in Manchester. Like, they love him. We had Kevin retired, like, basically the day I took over, who was also an OG delivery driver. And I've had people reach out that, we've messed up a couple deliveries. I can admit that, but I always go there and make it right. I'll go personally pick it up in my truck and get that thing and get it back on the right day. And they're like, "Kevin was phenomenal." Luckily, he got to, like, semi-retire and go work with his son in his contracting business to, like, build a relationship, which is
Mhm.
awesome. So, yeah.
What an amazing crew that you got there. So
Yeah.
how can so and I've heard you talk about this with others as far as like you've been interviewing and you've been doing this. How can this community, this Cape In Conversations community that we've been building for nearly 50 episodes, by the way, right?
Yeah.
We're coming up on 50 episodes where you have volunteered your time, you've been helping small businesses tell their story, and you've told some of your story here. But how can this community help support Troy and help support Nori's cleaners?
That's a great question because I hate asking for help, but I definitely want it and I definitely need it. I've got everything all in on this business. My whole family's life and reputation resides on the success of this business. I can't express that enough. If we mess up this business, we will be homeless.
Well, you might be in Costa Rica, right? You told me.
I guess I'm doing. I'm moving to Costa Rica if you guys put me out of business. So So there is this, like, I sit up at night, even though I only get to sleep for, like, 4 hours a night, I still sit up at night, and I'm like, "How are we ever gonna make this whole thing work?" So, yeah, I will ask for help. I'll ask for help through patience. I'll ask for help
Mm,
through second chances. We're human. We're working with a high volume of goods. We're working with goods that actually mean a ton to people. It's very personal, actually, your clothing, because you wear it. It's a representation of you. It could be your grandma's sweater that you're trying to get clean. It could be your wedding dress that you're trying to get clean. It's the sheets that you sleep in that you love to get pressed because it's the one little, like, extra you get in
mhm.
your life. We need more of it. We need the cleaning to stay there. We need people to need us, and we need people that used us before I even came along, and maybe they didn't have the best experience, to give me a second chance to right the ship with them. We need people to communicate with us. We had somebody be like, "Oh, you guys missed my pickup." And that was 6 weeks ago, and they reached out and they wanted to pick up again, and they were mad, and that's okay. We messed up, we did. But it's like, I haven't heard from you in 6 weeks, and you're, like, angry, and it's like, just reach out, man.
Yeah.
I will literally miss my kid's soccer game to come pick up your dry cleaning at your porch in Groveland.
Right, right, right.
Like,
If you just called, if you just gave me a heads up.
if
Yeah.
yeah, if you just communicated it to me.
Right. Right.
But I'm brand new here, and everybody on the team is human. You know, we've got a lady that's out because her husband had literally his stomach erupt, and I'm covering closing Manchester 3 days a week, because she has to be with her family,
Of course.
right?
Right, right, right.
You know, those type of examples just happen, so we're as human as everybody else in this community, and, just be patient with us.
And I feel like I want to put a challenge out there to our Cape Ann Conversation community. Go visit one of the stores, talk to Troy, and if Troy's not at that store, talk to the front desk and just ask questions. Learn about how could this help, not maybe it's not me, but how can this help an elderly person that you may know, or how can this help someone else that could use a service like this, right? Just learn more about what Nori's Cleaners does, what dry cleaning is all about, the pickups, the drop-offs, how it all works, so that we can help I'm a big believer in the rising tide,
Yeah, and
you know?
tell people about hey, there's this new owner. Like, you're listening to Cape Ann Conversations. Not everybody's listening to Cape Ann Conversations. We could admit that. So tell someone, tell everyone that hey, there's a new owner at Nori's Cleaners, and he cares, and give them a try. And also keep in mind, so we will dry clean your shirts. We will dry clean your pants. We will clean and preserve your wedding gowns. We will do wash and fold of your normal wash and fold stuff, and that's just a per pound charge. We'll do free delivery. We will clean your rugs, um, sweaters. We have the world's best tailor, seamstress in our shop, Fenia. She's phenomenal. Like, the stuff I've seen her take a collar off of a shirt completely because the manufacturer chose to put glue inside the collar, which was trapping dirt and debris on the washing cycle. To remove that trapped glue lint in dirt so that we could fix the collar for somebody, and she put the collar completely back together, back on the shirt, and they were so happy. Because it was a shirt that was made by the family of the husband that her daughter was marrying, and she was wearing it to the wedding coming up,
Yeah.
and she just couldn't have it. The collar looked like that, so we're like, "Yeah, we'll fix it." World's best seamstress.
Isn't it cool when you get to see like an artist at work like that?
100%.
Artist at work.
She completely took a tie apart because I think the guy just threw the tie in his bag when he was traveling, and it got crumpled up in a way that the inside like fabric was creased, folded in on itself, and we couldn't press it.
Hmm.
And so I saw her take the tie completely apart, press the inside, now flat, re-put the tie back together, and then press it, and it was immaculate, and it was silk.
Yeah.
So it's, there's
Incredible.
stuff that we can do there that people just can't do. Um, but I don't know. I don't know how to get more people through the door other than just like, guys, give us a chance.
And it's like commercial and residential, right? You work with obviously homes,
Oh yeah, we do North Shore music theaters.
and what do you do
All
for them?
we do all their costumes.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
Yeah.
process them, and that's always a tight turnaround, and we love them. Joey over there, shout out to Joey at North Shore Music Theater. The guy is an absolute pro putting all this stuff together. I mean, we're talking like we just did the Wizard of Oz for them. We do um we do a lot of Airbnb work. So your comforters, your linen work for those guys, those can be quick turnarounds too. It's like a lot of people have second sheets for stuff like that, so they'll give us it and then
Yeah.
they'll give us the ones that are dirty, they'll put clean ones on, we get them the clean ones back, we fold them, they're ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Uh,
put them in the closet, and then
and
next turnaround, you just swap it all out and do it all over again.
bingo, exactly, especially in the summer when it's, like, so busy for
Right.
them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jonathan and Atlantic Vacation Homes, they do a lot of work for them, and they're
Guest on Cape and Conversations as well.
absolutely, he's crushing it, and they are just so professional as well. And so there's a ton of commercial instances. We're working with Helyard to try to get in there to offer wash and fold services to all the tenants. I've got a meeting with Helyard to expand our existing relationship with some of the tenants there. So it's less off the cuff individual tenant and more purposeful commercial tenancy
Hmm.
work.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, shout out to like high tech, um, automotive over there just off the Common Crow. They do like our automotive work for our fleet. Those guys just work their tail off, so professional. Um, yeah,
Yeah. A lot of relationships you built already, as far as
I feel super lucky to try to work in this community
yeah,
and work, and I try to keep all the work we can do it right here in the
right here
community.
local. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'll say to our audience here is give Troy a call, give Nori's Cleaners a call, give the store a visit, ask questions. And again, this doesn't have to necessarily be for you, but maybe there's someone in your community, in your tight bubble, that this could be a fit for, right? And just
Yeah,
learn more and just help a small business grow, help a rising tide here.
yeah, and I'll say one other thing. I I am an entrepreneurial like addict. This is like people go home and they watch the Red Sox. It's not. I love the Tigers. Technically, shame on me. I put up with the Red Sox. I just don't do it. I just don't watch
Yeah.
sports. I play sports. I still play hockey. I love it. I'm really into my kids' sports. But I love entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is my bag. That's what gets me up in the morning. It's what drives my wife crazy about me because I just do it all the time. That's what has me doing Cape Ann Conversations podcast, talking to entrepreneurs. It's what had me be a banker before to work with the entrepreneurs. I love it. So I guess the call to action to that too is it's like I would love to work with more people that want to be in entrepreneurship. I would love a younger kid that, you know, doesn't necessarily have the means to be an entrepreneur, come approach me and be like, "Hey, teach me business. Mentor me in business and come work in the cleaners and learn business." And we'll find a way to either have you learn it through vending, through my vending company, have you learn it through the dry cleaning company, help you go acquire a local business because we have this big boomer to millennial transition of businesses right now. The boomers are all aging out and they have these small businesses and then they need somebody to take it over. I think there's going to be more opportunity for people to buy small businesses
Mm.
like Nori's Cleaners. And I think that the future, when I feel super stable, will be really helping and mentoring other younger entrepreneurs do this. And if I can be a platform for a super ambitious younger entrepreneurial minded kid who wants to put in some sweat equity and hours and learn, I'll teach him everything. I have my 17-year-old daughter running payroll at Norris Cleaners right now because I was like, if you're gonna learn business and you're gonna go to college for business, might as well learn it through our businesses,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Why not?
And you learn so much. Like you said, the financial side is just absolutely crazy. But then how to work with people, how to deal with clients. Um, there's operations, logistics, marketing. I mean, there's so many different aspects that someone can get their hands into. And to your point about going into an operation that's already running, you're getting an easier lift than starting on your own,
Yeah.
which is huge.
It's the only way to do it. If somebody would I'm 38. If somebody would have came up to me at 28, when a kid would be going to B school type age and said, "Hey, just like come work with me. Let me mentor you in entrepreneurship. And if you, don't want to work at the head of this business, I'll help you buy a business or coach you through buying a business, but you'll learn all the stuff before you have to go do it so you can build the confidence." I would have jumped all over that. And not everybody is going to be the right kid for that. I'm telling you, this is not sexy. This is not
Right.
good for your family or your stress or anything, dude. No, if you have the entrepreneurial disease,
Yeah.
I like to say it sometimes because you have to really understand it is a lot of work, man. I left my 9 to 5 bank job eating steak lunches with clients to go work 16 hours a day minimum and take the financial risk of it all. It is not for everyone, and you will be weeded out extremely quickly if you think that it's for you and it is not for you.
I call it a blessing and a curse. You know, there's some aspects of it like helping people grow. That's always been my shtick here at Streamography, helping my streamographers to grow, which is what you're saying.
Yeah.
If someone wants to grow, you can help them to do that. But to your point about the curse side of it is just, it's always on the brain. When I'm home playing with my children, I have to intentionally do like a mantra to get out of work mode and get into family mode. Where
Yeah.
if I don't do that mantra, it's just like, it doesn't stop my brain.
I miss
So hard.
I missed my 15th wedding anniversary on July 1st, my wife's 40th birthday on August 2nd. Like
So hard, man.
you give up a lot, but I'm also like the addict side of it is I'm also a hero all the time. All the time. I had shout out to the Bowport Hotel. Gino came in the other day with a guy who was getting married that day who needed uh his suit he was getting married in cleaned and pressed. Gino's standing outside my door 5 minutes before we even open, and I go out there, which I didn't have to, but I went out. I was, "Hey, bud, how can I help you?" I didn't even know Gino at the time. Gino's a stud, best concierge in all of North Shore, probably. And we knocked it out in, I think it was like an hour and 15 minutes. He had it back there. He had his customer happy. He was happy. I was happy. Everybody was happy. And it's like,
Yeah.
I was a hero. We don't wear a cape, but we're heroes every day for people. And we thrive on that. We
Mm.
misplace an item and we go through, we take pictures of everything, we figure it out, when we find it back for somebody, when we're a hero, love that.
Yeah.
We celebrate those every day, all those hero things in our work. So
Yeah.
we also celebrate the 1 stars. This is super weird. People are going to think that I'm nuts because everybody in my shop thinks I'm nuts. I celebrate the 1 star reviews. Everybody gets them because it's a learning opportunity. So you could just take it off and be like, "Oh, that guy's a jerk. I got a 1 star. We messed it up. He's not telling the whole truth on that review."
Right.
I print them out. First off, I try to respond to everybody between me and Cherish, who's the absolute doll of Manchester store, by the way. Shout out to Cherish. Uh, I print them out and I try to talk to the team about every single one of them because somebody took the time to give us feedback. And that feedback's the only way we can get better. And so we celebrate them. And we actually celebrate the 1 stars more than we celebrate the 5 stars because we get so many dang 5 stars that people really do like us. But
Know what I love with the 5 stars though is when they actually name the technician or the individual they worked with. You know what I mean?
if they give a 5 star review and they name somebody,
Yeah.
I print it out,
Yeah.
I give it to them, and I give them cash.
Mm.
And I should actually put that. It's if you love Norris Cleaners and there's a person you like at Norris Cleaners and you haven't written us a 5-star review, go do that, and I will give that person on that team literal cash,
Mm,
um,
yeah,
because it's worth it.
yeah. So calls to action. We had a few of them. Um, the first one was jeans. If you have a pair of jeans that you washed and think they feel good, give Norris a try and let them show you what good feels like. Call to action number 2 was just reach out and just ask questions and learn about what they do, the dry cleaning, everything. And number 3 is if you are a young individual that wants to grow professionally, entrepreneurially, is that
Yes.
right? Reach out to Troy, and
Yeah.
he would love to show you a path to growth.
Yeah. I will absolutely. That's my passion. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody, just swing in, say hi, sign up online, and we'll bring it straight. We'll bring you a bag straight to you. The bags are absolutely free. Use this one time. Give us a shot. We're typically discounting first stuff that you do every time as
Yeah.
well, and we do all other promotions too, like comforter promotions and stuff.
One more question before we sign off here. What's the strangest thing you've had to wash?
So far, oh man. Well,
We didn't talk about this.
the
I was just gonna throw this at
strangest
you. Yeah.
thing, it was kind of fun. North Shore Music Theater, it gives me the strangest things. So we did
I have
Wizard
to
of
go
Oz,
back.
so we had the lion's head in there. I didn't put the lion's head on, but there's obviously people when you have change in ownership that are like, some people don't like change, and there's a couple people that were probably worried about the change. And North Shore had just come in, and I'm pretty sure it was Wizard of Oz. There were tutus hanging up, and because we had just cleaned them. And one of those ladies that was always a little bit standoffish to me being new there, but I was making headway with her from a relationship perspective. I knew she was around cleaning up some stuff, and the tutu was on a hanger, and I just kinda put it over my neck so it looked like I was wearing the tutu, and I was dancing with the tutu on, and I made her crack up, and I just broke down the barrier a little bit of like, "Hey, guys, I'm just as real as you," and so that was fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, probably the lion's head is, like, strange, like, you're walking through there, and you've got, like, the Tin Man and all this stuff. Very
That's awesome.
strange, but, yeah, we had one guy come in with, it was actually his wife. He had just bled all over something. It was like their sheets, and, because he had, like, cut himself trying to climb into bed, and he didn't know it, and then realized it the next day. And we completely cleaned it. We have a process for what we call biostains like that, that's completely separate. It separates the item, and then we sanitize the machine and all this stuff too. And we fixed it for him, and it, like, looked like a murder scene on a blanket, which maybe it was, he didn't tell us. But we cleaned it,
But you
man,
got it clean. Yeah.
and they were super psyched.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, Troy, thank you for sitting on that side of the table and giving me the opportunity to sit on this side of the table. Maybe I should do it more. What do you think?
I think
Think I should
it's
do it
easier
more?
to I think Andrew Nicastro taps in a little bit or we do it together and
Yeah.
and we just have more fun because it's like nobody wants to just hear me talk.
And it's good practice for me to be on this side of the table too. So, Troy, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And that is us signing off for Cape Ann Conversations with Norris Cleaners.
Thank you, Cape Ann, for supporting Norris for as long as you have. We'll see you in there.